It also signifies the as well as.
Good morning. Ibawan, Manakum, Assalamualaikum, Buenos Dias. It's so wonderful, officials of the Sri Lankan Police, acting IGP, colleagues and friends, to be with you today on this very momentous occasion, the graduation of the senior crime officers who have completed the intermediate and advanced level training, and to have the instructional team that has helped guide you on this journey with us today, several of whom have traveled from Panama and the United States. I've been to Panama many times, so muchas gracias por toda la ayuda aquí in Sri Lanka. We are grateful for the funding support for this project, which was coming from the Department of State's Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement, which reflects the long-standing and steady cooperation with Sri Lanka. And also, a special thank you to John Galakli from my embassy. As we just heard, there has been no other greater advocate for the police here than John. So thank you for all your efforts and to be an honorary member of the Sri Lankan Police, as we just heard this morning. We are doing all that we can to promote international bilateral security and to hold criminals who violate these laws and keep them accountable. This helps the people of Sri Lanka and is essential for all of us. I want to particularly thank our host colleagues from the Sri Lankan Police, led by, of course, Acting Inspector General, Mr. Priyanto Virasuria, and your team. Congratulations on your appointment, and thank you for taking the time to be with us. We look forward to our very continued strong collaboration with you and everybody under your leadership. I want to also welcome the instructors from ICITAP and the Panamanian National Institute of Legal Medicine and Forensic Sciences, who have performed a great service to the Sri Lankan Police and their continued and future successes to protect the citizens of this country. Sri Lanka, as we know, has been facing numerous serious economic challenges, security challenges, and I know how difficult these past few years have been for the people of this country. The United States is committed to supporting our Sri Lankan partners through these challenging times, especially for efforts for economic prosperity, food security, and inclusive governance. Strengthening Sri Lanka's criminal justice system is also a critical component of these efforts. The rule of law, equal access to justice, accountability, victims' rights, these are all pillars of democratic legal systems and are essential to the safety and well-being of all Sri Lanka citizens, and the citizens who may fall under the jurisdiction of Sri Lanka's laws. Because that's what it's about. All this training, ultimately, is to help those victims, help those mothers, fathers, grandchildren in each of your communities. Now, effective law enforcement and the skills required to conduct thorough and successful criminal investigations are essential to stop the proliferation of criminal activities in today's society. Unfortunately, we don't have to look too far to identify that there's an increase in several crime categories all around the world as a result of many factors, including increased poverty and economic hardship for families, which can cause people to then engage in desperate acts like criminal activities. Criminals also do not respect national borders, and in so many cases we have seen suspects involved in smuggling, trafficking of persons and goods, cybercrime, and other related crimes commit these offenses across many countries. Our governments and our agencies tasked with law enforcement duties must cooperate to hold these suspects accountable. It's relatively easy to use the cyber arena as well to conduct illegal activities because it's just impractical for law enforcement to monitor every part of the internet 24 hours a day, every day. So when possible, we need to hold those who commit crimes accountable so that justice can be served in a timely manner and serve as a deterrent to others. This means that SACO officers processing these crime scenes and recovering physical evidence must do so quickly with appropriate skills and knowledge. And they must do so also in a professional manner, following best practices that meet legal standards for the collection, preservation, analysis, presentation of evidence during prosecution. It's essential that the integrity of the evidence collected and the chain of custody of the evidence is held to the highest standards to avoid being discredited. You should take pride in the skills you have learned and the responsibilities that you have been given as a police officer. Please don't forget that you are a role model for so many people in your families and communities. So as you wear your uniform, I hope you know you wear them and wear them with pride. The public, everybody is counting on you. Together, we must increase the capabilities of our criminal justice agencies to collaborate with our governments to address all manners of threats facing our societies, from the proliferation of narcotics, child exploitation, trafficking of persons, and which includes providing necessary resources, equipment, and training to improve our public education and outreach, interdiction efforts, investigation capacities, and our prosecutions. Just last week, the United States also gifted a Beechcraft King Air airplane to your Air Force. We have also given 3 Coast Guard cutter ships, with next year another ship coming. All this is to really combat the many of the crimes we see on land and in the seas. By promoting a culture of awareness, prevention, and accountability, we can also empower individuals to report crime and help us reduce threats to our countries. Through enhanced community policing efforts, we can gain public trust to help us keep all our countries safe. Building the trust with our prosecutors and judiciary, that our investigators are thorough, that the evidence has been collected and analyzed correctly, and our officers are well-trained benefits all of us and illustrates that our law enforcement services are professional, and that's what every citizen in your country will expect of you. It's vital that we collaborate with other countries to increase effectiveness against criminals who profit from transportation and distribution of narcotics, exploitation of people who are trafficked for labor and services to other countries, and those who use cyber to extort and exploit our citizens. Through all these cooperative efforts, we can pool our resources, our intelligence, our regional partners, international organizations, and others to hold the citizens accountable and reduce the negative effects of society from this crime. We must ensure that our laws and internal policies are up to date and effective to deal with the threats we are now challenged with. So we must continue to be proactive. This training was wonderful, but it doesn't stop here. You have to continue. In each of these areas, we can serve and how to serve our citizens effectively. The fight against crime in Sri Lanka requires a united front between our citizens, private industries, the media, everybody working together. This fight cannot be won overnight, but the determination, cooperation, and sustained effort, we can make a difference. And together we can build a future where your children and your grandchildren are free from the effects of transnational crime and nations can prosper. I hope you know that through programs like this, how much the United States is committed to building the capacity of the police here, committed to helping you solve crimes, committed to helping you help victims, and all to ensure the safety and well-being of Sri Lankan citizens. You know, there's a TV show in Hollywood called CSI, Crime Scene Investigation. Some of you may have seen it. And we see those TV shows where police officers, like all of you, are tireless in helping the victims and seeking justice. But that's not just in Hollywood. It's every day, all the hard work on the streets of Colombo and on every street all around Sri Lanka. You are the real heroes, not those actors on TV. You as the police force, doing everything you can to help your citizens. We admire you and we salute you. Congratulations on completing this course. Thank you.